Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 7 German battleship, the Gneisenau. We're playing a random battle on the map Haven, and we are top tier. It's a Tier 5 to 7 match with Tier 6 CVs. Only one destroyer on each team, which is quite nice. We get the much superior destroyer. Minakaze used to be... In the past, Kamikaze was basically a Minakaze clone. But then they nerfed the Minakaze, but Kamikaze stayed the same. And Kamikaze has some incredibly fast torpedo reload. I'm talking like faster than Battleship gun reload, or same level essentially. So I spawned on the right side, and usually I would go and try to, help on that side. But I think it's better for me to go to the other side because I think I'll be targeted early, and I would like to go full speed. And since this is Tier 5 to 7, some of our ships aren't the fastest. And so I want to be away from... I don't want to be the guy that's targeted all the time, okay? That's basically the reasoning. And so I'm gonna support the Sea Cap instead. Because remember, if you go first somewhere, even if it makes sense for you, sometimes it can be a bad idea because it pulls your allies with you. But if you appear to be chaotic and going all over the place, people tend to not follow you as much. And so they're gonna go and try to do things on the B cap and whatnot. Meanwhile, I will try to be able to push on this left side. No, actually it's right side of the map, huh? Finally, something is within range. Let's see how well we do. Is she turning? No, she's actually coming in. Wow, I don't understand that one. So the German battleship accuracy was buffed, although I liked the Gneisenau even before that, although not necessarily for her accuracy. 6 guns is still 6 guns, meaning that you can very easily still miss everything. I mean, just now, 1 shell went over, 1 shell fell short, but the aim could have probably been better. She's gonna turn away. Somewhat. Only somewhat, though. Oh no, actually she's turning away fully. God damn it. This guy is way too slippery. I don't like it. He's cheating. He's using WASD hacks. Okay, I guess next up is the York instead. God, these cruisers, it's like they don't wish to, sink or something. I can't believe it. Okay, can I get a hit here? Finally! 6k, I mean, considering she only has 35k HP, that is significant damage. And we can do another follow-up. I think she'll go down rather soon, considering just how much shell fire there is at her. Oh wow, look at this dispersion. Well, only 1 shell is enough to finish her though, so hopefully we can get at least that much. And there she goes. Good. Oh god, I didn't pay attention to our planes. That's kind of bad. Can you please not kill me or deal damage to me? Okay. I think we're fine. This wasn't exactly the greatest drop in the history of CV drops, I think. I've certainly seen slightly better. So I'm playing a standard battleship build, not a secondary build, despite the fact that she does have decent secondaries, the Gneisenau that is. So a standard battleship build is whatever basically focuses on survivability. So in this case it's priority target, expert marksman, superintendent, concealment expert, fire prevention, basics of survivability, and adrenaline rush. And that should be all 19 points. The idea is to try to minimize the amount of HE's, how much damage fire does to you. That's not cool, Ashitaka. You're not allowed to shoot back at me, okay? That's not cool. Oh boy, look at this dispersion. This is amazing dispersion. Ricochet. Now the one thing that's really cool about playing Tier 7 as a Gneisenau is that she has 380 guns, meaning that she does overmatch all the Tier 7 battleships and below at the bow and stern. Because tier 7 standard armor is 25mm. Oh, I guess this dispersion kind of compensates for last time, huh? It's just too bad the aim wasn't the greatest. Gneisenau also has very, very good armor, meaning that she can take lots of these kinds of fights against AP spammers and be more or less okay. Ooh, even got Citadel hit on her. Very nice. But it does seem I need to angle slightly more so that she can't, you know, deal much damage to me in return. I should launch a plane just in case, because I don't know when that Scharnhorst is gonna push.
Katapultjäger in der Luft.
Ooh, 15k, another Citadel. I don't know why she isn't angling against me. I suppose angling against those two ships might make some sense, because, you know, it's always better to angle against multiple ships than one, but I am the closest one, and she does know that I can deal a lot of damage to her. So it kind of feels silly, but I'll take it, I guess. Goodbye, Ashitaka. And now it's time to push... Oh, I didn't actually get her. Now it's time to push forward. I guess I'll go forward, and I'm gonna shoot the Myoko. Do you think the Scharnhorst is... Oh, never mind. The Myoko is dead already, so... There's no point in worrying about... Do you think she torpedoed? Wow, what? That was some amazing dispersion right there. I guess Gorizia will be the target then. Oh, there's Sin up there too. That's not cool. Preemptive heal. Because I want it to be off cooldown as early as possible here. Scharnhorst definitely either has torpedoed or wants to torpedo me. Okay, Gorizia, catch those, please. Not like that. Wow, that was very disappointing on the Gorizia. Torpedoes are likely incoming, so I do need to try to maneuver in such a way to make it possible for me to dodge. And for that, you want to go somewhat diagonally, so that when torpedoes head in your direction, you can actually avoid them. Which is very difficult if you're going straight at the torpedoes, because you have no movement in the axis that you need to move to actually dodge torpedoes. Okay, well, that was optimistic, Scharnhorst. Okay, that was very optimistic. Okay, goodbye. And dead to the Kamikaze, as expected. That's not a ship you wish to trifle with as a battleship. Ooh, Citadel on the Gorizia. 100 and, okay, no HP anymore. I should be able to overmatch the bow of the Sinop, although I don't actually remember what kind of armor scheme they had. Like, is this something you can overmatch? Torps from one side, now we're gonna launch torps from the other side. Or at least we're gonna be in a position so that she can't ram us, because there will be torps from the other side. Because she definitely does seem to wish to torpedo us. But we do not wish to allow such a thing. I think you're very dead, Sinop. Next. There are planes here. Ahead. Oh, West Virginia. Although kinda far. Oh, I think we're winning a bit too hard, but it's fine. I guess I should push into the cap, huh? Also, I do need to keep in mind that there's a Minakaze ahead of me. So that is a ship I do need to worry about slightly. Although I suspect that she's busy with the Colorado and her friends. Dispersion hasn't been the best for me this game, if I'm honest. Yeah, I know that people talk about how inaccurate the ship was in the past, And she is more accurate now, but I honestly didn't feel that the accuracy problem was too bad even in the past. So I'm feeling kinda underwhelmed this time. But, you know, my aim hasn't been the greatest either, so perhaps that has something to do with all of this. You know, I noticed the times when dispersion is bad, but the other times when dispersion is good, maybe my aim just sucked. Anyway, West Virginia's dead. Planes are going after me, but we're gonna take the cap before. And there's the CV actually. Also, all of the planes died before they got to me, which is surprising. I didn't expect that. But I suppose the Gneisenau does have very good anti-air, and she probably wasn't the best at dodging the flak bubbles. Oh, also a Citadel hit on the Furious. So, something to note, when you're aiming at the ship that's on the map border, think of them as being able to move basically at almost full speed while on the map border. That is, provided that they haven't been stuck on that map border for a long time, which I think the CV has been, which is why I don't need to adjust the aim, all that much. However, at times when you fire at the target that just hits the map border, you need to lead quite a bit, because the movement just translates on the map border. Also, that was a very nice salvo to end it. 6 Citadel hits, 151k damage. I would say this was a very, very good game. 3 ships sunk. I like the Gneisenau, like I said, I liked the Gneisenau before, and now with the buffs, I like her even more. She is a joy to play in my opinion, and even was before, because she is fast, she is maneuverable, and her guns are at a tier where she can overmatch basically all of the battleships. Like anything at her tier or lower can be threatened by the guns. Oh, and she has torpedoes when going close. Oh, and she also has decent anti-air. All of this adds up to, I think, an enjoyable experience, of course. You're not going to be doing much long-range sniping, which is a shame, but, you know, she does have the armor scheme to be able to go close. 2100 base XP at tier 7 in a full tier 7 match. This is some very good results, I think. I mean, better than this King George, huh? 589 on the Scharnhorst. Ranger, Sinop, York, Ashitaka. I mean, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 7. This is probably why I got so much XP, because I actually fought ships my tier instead of the lower tier ships. I'll show her in port as well, because some people might be wondering what the skills and upgrades are, because you don't see the ship too often. So first of all, like I said, commander-wise, it's a standard battleship build, so priority target, expert marksman, superintendent, concealment expert, fire prevention, basics of survivability, and adrenaline rush. I would recommend them in this order, and I would recommend using this same captain for basically all of the German battleships. Even the secondary battleships at the higher tiers are fine with this captain build. This is the standard battleship build for a reason, because it's just good. So, upgrades-wise, I use the fighter plane, but you can technically use the scout plane, but I don't recommend it. 19.5 kilometers at tier 7, in my opinion, is enough, especially on a ship like this. So upgrades-wise, I used what you would expect. In the past, as in before the rework, I would use the anti-air upgrade, or modification, even though it's an upgrade. Anyway, I would use the AA one, but nowadays, I think the AA one isn't good enough, and aiming systems is better, because it increases the number of flak bubbles. If the enemy CV is good, he's gonna dodge them anyway, and if he isn't good, he's probably gonna run into the regular ones regardless, because, you know, the ship does fire 6 flak bubbles anyway, already, and that covers quite a lot. So, I'll show you the armor that what I meant earlier. Look. First of all, let's take a look at her citadel. This is her citadel, the yellow part right there. This is very, very difficult to hit. Even if you show broadside, you're probably almost never going to citadel the ship. But on top of that, when the ship is bow on, she has this 70mm armor plate that gets to the bow, and this means that any caliber AP shell will ricochet off of this if the angle is too steep. Which means that if you're bow on towards any enemy battleship, regardless what battleship it is, it could be Yamato herself, she will still bounce. And this makes her able to push really easily and then utilize the torpedoes. Now at the stern, she has something similar, but it's not quite to the end. Whereas, let's take a look at some of the other tier 7 battleships. I don't know, let's go with, well, Scharnhorst is a similar armor scheme. Let's go with, where's Nagato? Nagato, on the other hand, although I think this is stock, but it should be the same armor scheme, is 25mm here. Look, this is all 25. Meaning that Gneisenau AP shells will just go through this because they overmatch 25mm of armor. And I mean, Nagato, Colorado, etc. battleships will also overmatch this just the same. And the same problem goes for Ashitaka, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, see, 25mm everywhere. Same problem is with the Colorado, you know. If you go bow on with this tier of battleships against this tier of guns, that is 380 or higher, they will be able to overmatch your bow, and that can often lead to citadels. Although not on the Colorado, because her citadel also sits low in the water, but Nagato, absolutely. I mean, sure, it has like an interesting armor scheme there, but it sits still above the waterline, and it's possible to go through that. I think Sinop might have a good armor scheme too, although the citadel is quite high. Yeah, Sinop also has an armor plate over there, so the Soviet battleships have a similar thing going on there. In other words, I like the Gneisenau. I do enjoy this ship quite a bit. And I find her a lot of fun to play. Well, the few times that I do play. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Sebelmoso. And I hope I'll see you guys next time.